The Institute at Sedona, a forum for uplifting evolutionary ideas, presents Earth Energies and Crystal Skulls with Jaap van Etten, Ph.D. and Jeanne Michaels. Introduction by Connie Baxter Marlowe. The Earth energy system is a complex system of lines and vortexes, making either irregular or regular grids. The vortexes are the exchange system between the Earth and the different information systems, matrices, energy fields. All these systems are meant to support life on Earth, which of course includes the human species. Of all the species that exist, humanity is the only one with the ability to create harmony or disharmony in the different energy systems. Unfortunately, we often create disharmony in the grid systems, which causes disharmony on all levels, including our personal lives and in our society. We have, however, the power to bring the systems back into balance and to use these systems to enhance the lives of all living beings. Jaap van Etten, Ph.D., Lemurantis.com. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the INNstitute at Sedona for this wonderful workshop with Jaap van Etten, Earth Energies expert, and Jeanne. Are you a co-leader of this?
Yes, he is.
This whole thing?
He is.
I always come along for the ride.
You come along for it. So Jeanne Michaels and Jaap van Etten are our resident Earth Energies experts here in Sedona, and Jaap was responsible for opening up the energies of this land and discovering both of them. I'm sorry, Jeanne, you play such a sort of subtle role in all this. So I'm sorry if ever I don't acknowledge you appropriately.
That's okay.
But the two of them have been on the land and felt and discovered the various portals and vortexes and healing areas here. So we're just really happy to share this with you today for the morning, and then we'll be going to the Shaman's Cave in the afternoon. But they'll be giving us some clues on how to use these energies for our personal healing and transformation. And I just wanted to, I'm going to read this little sort of introduction of Jaap, and then maybe Jeanne can give us just a little something on her, because I don't have a real bio on you. But I wanted to read this just because they both come from an arena of experience that I don't personally experience. So it's a real introduction for me personally to an expanded universe that I know is out there, but I can't experience. So I need sort of seeing eye dogs to take me into this realm until I'm able to heal and grow enough to open myself. We all have gifts, I believe, and that just isn't one of mine. And I'm looking forward to experiencing it someday. But meanwhile, let me just read this. Jaap van Etten, Ph.D., has been studying Earth energy systems and their connection to human health and well-being for 20 years. His area of expertise is metaphysical ecology. So that's cool. Did you coin that?
Uh-huh. I did. Yeah.
The interaction between the subtle energies of the Earth, human consciousness, and the star systems, the seen and unseen forces of the universe that shape the human experience on planet Earth. So to me, that's a very succinct description of a whole world that I actually discovered when about 20 years ago in my first association with visionary Native American elders, in particular Wallace Black Elk, one of the great Lakota shamans. And by experiencing the world through Wallace's experience and Wallace's heart and Wallace's eyes, I saw exactly what Jaap has been studying, or I sensed it through my seeing eye dog then, who was Wallace. So it's a thrill to come to a sort of not a scientific look at it, but to carry it through, that it's not just visionary Native people who can see these and experience it. All people can. And I knew it at the time. I knew if Wallace can do it, I can do it. Wallace can do it, the world can do it. So I've dedicated my life for the past 20 years to sharing this information, creating forums for people like Jaap and all these visionary native elders who see this and understand this loving nature of the universe. So I believe it's the critical information for the future of man on the planet, that we are in fact going to get it, that humanity is about to get it. For me, it's an absolute that we're on the verge, and that's what we're all doing here, opening that energy for all of humanity to get it. So thank you guys for showing up and making this day possible. So Jeannie, could you just tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I met Jaap about 11 years ago, so I've been his best student for 11 years.
But you have incredible gifts that you've brought to the relationship.
I do, and in terms of what we've been talking about, it's well, as it will unfold during the morning, I sense where the vortexes are. So actually, for most of the vortexes that we've located here on the property, I was the one who found them. I just feel them, I walk to them, I know them. Jaap can find them too, but in this case, he let me find them first.
And you've been trained in various metaphysical explorations
I've
yourself.
been trained in many things. A lot of it has been self-training and just opening my sensitivity like all of us can do, and just going, I want to learn this, so I basically expose myself to things that will help me to do that. And I look at Georgia because I haven't seen her for quite a while, but we did a training together with dolphin energy healing, or we went to dolphin school together.
Yay! I want to go to dolphin school.
Well, you can do that. And Jaap has definitely been one of my major teachers, but I've been trained in crystals and other healing arts. So. From both living and non-living masters.
Sweet. Wonderful. Well, welcome. Jaap, do you have anything you want to say as...
Yeah, I'd like to add a little bit to what Jeannie is saying. It gives a little bit of better perspective of how we are working. I think if you want to have a good example of different approaches to, let's say, connecting with the world, then Jeannie is really representing what I call the feminine approach. It's the one that's feeling. It's the one that feels things, but it's not always directly, and that can be trained, but really knowing what it is. Yeah? Well, I'm approaching everything from scanning and understanding what it is. So I'm less sensitive than she is. So in working together, we can come much farther than either one of us can do that separately. And I think that's actually what the basic principle of feminine and masculinity is. So I think that's why it's important to formulate it that way, because that's what we are going to do today, is actually doing that balance between masculine and femininity, because it's the only way to truly understand the universe. So that's why I like to add that, because that's the power of our relationship, besides other things, of course.
But I'd like to say one thing, that I don't think that masculinity and femininity, it just so happens that you happen to be a woman and you happen to be a man. Because yes. I personally embody that masculine tendency of being the intellectual, being in the head. I don't feel the way Jeannie does, and I am woman, hear me now. So, it's the masculine and feminine in all people, and depending on our balance within ourselves.
No, I agree with you, but that's why I say we represent.
Yeah.
Rather strongly those two elements. Yeah. And of course, Jeannie begins to grow more into just knowing what place this is, in the same way as I learned to become more sensitive. So that's the beauty. Ultimately, we have to find inside of us that beautiful balance, which is different for every human being, So don't think I have to be this or I have to be that, because we all come up with that balance that's uniquely ours. So it's all allowing it to unfold. So maybe you are in your balance, although maybe a little bit more feeling here and there.
Yeah,
yes.
No, I think that's what's coming on the planet, is this androgyny, this balance. It's coming into balance in each of us.
Yep.
And I guess we need to introduce Sam and his gang.
Sam and the gang, yes.
Sam and the gang. Do you want to say a little something about those guys?
Yeah, well...
Or do you want to just get started? And
yes, maybe I do that and then we'll come.
So I'll get out. But I wanted to acknowledge Andrew Bailey here, who's being the cameraman. And he and I founded the INNstitute at Sedona, a forum for uplifting evolutionary ideas. And so we'll let it begin.
Let it begin.